WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Matt Barcaro.
I'm Caitlin Smith. This morning we have live team coverage breaking down the results from races across the Susquehanna Valley. News 8's Jacob Hunziker is in Harrisburg right now. He's following the mayoral race there, as well as the vote on whether to retain those 3 Supreme Court justices.
News 8's Gabrielle Thomas is also here looking at some of the other races for mayor on the election. Also, we're taking a live look right now from our Lebanon Sky Cam. Today is an impact day because of wind. So let's go to Chief Meteorologist Christine Ferrer. Talk about this.
Right now, it's calm, it's chilly, but we will see a warm front lifting north later today, getting us into the 60s for highs, upper 60s that is, and then the wind will increase ahead of a cold front tonight. Right now, there is a wind advisory issued for all counties in the Susquehanna Valley from 1 p.m. Wednesday until 10 a.m. Thursday. I do think the strongest gusts will come with the passage of this cold front, and that's between about 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Tonight. Here's your current temperatures: 34 with some scattered clouds in Lewistown, 34 and clear in New York. We have 38 degrees in Lancaster. Our 12-hour forecast shows you plenty of sunshine, just some passing clouds this morning. Clouds increase again toward evening, and there may be a shower, but honestly, Gabrielle, I think the bigger story is going to be that wind with the cold front late tonight. So make sure any outdoor decorations are secure and you have the trash cans in and good and tight for late this evening and tonight.
That's right, Christine. I think it's also super important to think about your speed when you're out there driving your car, because if you increase your speed, you can kind of shift your vehicle. So watch out for that. Thanks, Christine. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope your morning is off to a great start. So far, so good across the Susquehanna Valley this morning. I do want to give you a look at that PennDOT camera in Chambersburg, Franklin County. This is I-81 and Route 30. As you can see there, smooth sailing if you ask me. No issues there. I want to tell you about a project, though, that's happening in Lebanon County. It starts today. Crews will be out there inspecting the I-81 southbound bridge over Swatera Creek, Route 72. One lane will be closed. That will be the right lane, but there will be another lane that will be open so you can travel through. So if you usually take this route to get to work or maybe drop your kid off at school, just keep that on your radar. If you're in Palmyra right now and you're headed to Hershey, that's a 7-minute drive. Also, if you are in York but you're headed to the Maryland line, that's a 19-minute commute. I'll give you a check on your morning commute in just a few minutes.
This has been a Lancaster Toyota traffic report.
Well, this morning we are following the results of elections across the Commonwealth and here in the Susquehanna Valley in particular. Let's start with the vote for mayor of Harrisburg.
News 8's Jacob Hunziker joining us live from Harrisburg with the results. And so what did voters say in the capital city, Jacob?
And Matt, Caitlin, good morning to both of you. Voters decide that Mayor Wanda Williams, the current incumbent, of course, the Democratic incumbent, is going to serve another term as mayor of Harrisburg with a pretty sound victory over Dan Miller, Treasurer Dan Miller, last night. This is a race that we've been following now for months since the Democratic primary, and things have turned pretty fiery between these two candidates who were once allies in City Hall. As of this morning, with 100% of the vote now in, Williams has a 14-point lead over Miller, 57% to almost 43%. That's a difference of votes in just under 1,200 in an election that saw almost 9,000 total votes cast. So a difference between those two, again, of 1,200 votes. Miller conceded the race last night after the AP declared Williams victorious. Here's what she had to say after coming out on top.
I first want to thank God. Because that's the person that's put me here. And then I want to thank all the residents of the city of Harrisburg, all the voters. Thank you for believing in me for another 40 years.
News 8 also spoke to Dan Miller after the results were revealed, and he commented on the difficulty of being a Democrat but running as a Republican in the race.
I feel sad for Harrisburg. I think that honestly, 4 more years of incompetent leadership, corruption is just not going to be healthy for Harrisburg.
Miller also told News 8 that he was proud of his campaign, but said that he does not, I want to repeat that, does not plan to run for mayor again. Williams, by contrast, says that she's ready for another 4 years as the mayor of our capital city. Live in Harrisburg this morning, Jacob Hunziker for WGAL News 8.
Thank you, Jacob. Although there are several new mayors across the Susquehanna Valley.
Let's go to News 8's Gabrielle Thomas. She is breaking down the results from those elections in cities and boroughs. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt and Caitlin. Well, voters in Lancaster, York, and Gettysburg selected new mayors last night. Now in Gettysburg, Democrat Chad Allen Carr defeated incumbent Rita Freeling, who currently serves as a Democrat. Now she ran on the Republican nomination after losing to Carr in the primary. Carr won more than half of that vote. vote. And in Lancaster, Democrat and City Council Vice President Jamie Arroyo won 84% of that vote, defeating Green Party candidate Tony Dastra and independent J.S. Woody Chandler. Arroyo will be the first Latino mayor of the city. We spoke to him last night at his election party in Lancaster. He says that once he takes office, he plans to focus on improving the community's relationship with law enforcement. He also wants to focus on building more housing and supporting programs for those without a home.
We need to make sure that we're supporting the shelter spaces that we have available, like Otterbein, our organizations in our community like Tenfold and the Lancaster Food Hub, to make sure that they have the resources they need to properly service our unhoused neighbors. For the long term, we need to build more housing, as I mentioned before. The more different types of housing that we have in our community, the more folks are able to afford it and actually find housing that's accessible for them based on their season of life.
Arroyo also says he's heard the concerns from the community over potential AI data centers being built at the former printing facilities on Harrisburg Pike and Greenfield Road. Neighbors say they worry about how the power needed to run those sites could raise electricity bills. Arroyo says that while City Hall doesn't have control over those rates, he plans to advocate for better regulation of AI data centers with state lawmakers. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Gabrielle. Now to York, where Democrat Sandy Walker ran unopposed. So in our next half hour, we'll hear from her about what her priorities are once she takes over as York City's next mayor. And in Columbia, Lancaster County Republican incumbent Leo Lutz defeated Democratic challenger Jasmine Preston, but this was a close race by only 74 votes. It also was the first time in a decade that Lutz was challenged in his role as borough mayor.
Another incumbent win in Lebanon City. Republican incumbent Sherry Capello won her 5th term as mayor, getting 55% of the vote to defeat Democrat Cesar Liriano. And in Carlisle, it was Democrat Sean Schultz who will continue serving as the mayor. Again, here, an incumbent winning, defeating Republican Don Smith. Schultz got 71% of the vote, as you can see there.
In Chambersburg, Franklin County, Republican Kenneth LaHouck won another term, defeating Democrat John Sean Scott. He got 56% of the vote, getting more than 300 votes than Scott.
Let's look now at the results for the Superior Court of Pennsylvania. Democrat Brendan Newman defeated his 2 opponents, winning more than 50% of that vote. And for Commonwealth Court judge, it was Democrat Stella Sy who defeated Republican Matt Wolford. She won more than 56% of the vote, as you see there.
Another race that we followed, the race for Lebanon County District Attorney. The incumbent Republican Pierre Hess-Graff has won another term. She won with 59% of the vote over Democrat Michael Light, getting several thousand more votes than Light. We also have new results this morning in the race for Court of Common Pleas judge in Dauphin County. Democrats Latasha Williams and Katie Kennedy McShane won that race. Voters could pick 2 candidates on their ballot, picking both of the Democrats. You'll see that Republican Fran Chardo, he is the current Dauphin County DA. He finished 3rd in that race, just under 5,000 votes behind the Democrats.
To Adams County now, where Republican Torrin Ecker won that race for the Court of Common Pleas judge. You can see he got 64% of the vote over his opponent, Paul Royer, who came in with 36%. And in the race for the Cumberland County Common Pleas judge, it was Democrat Sasha Skafavage who won in a close race here. She got 51% of the vote to 49, so you can see just how tight that was. Her opponent here, Kathy Silcox.
And a coroner's race that we were following in Dauphin County, where Republican incumbent, longtime incumbent coroner Graham Hetrick won there, but this a close one as well. He had 51% of the vote over his Democratic challenger. He won just by over 1,000 votes. And our commitment coverage doesn't stop here. In our next half hour, we'll have more results. This one's from the retention votes of the state Supreme Court justices that decided the balance of power of the state Supreme Court. We'll also look at more municipal races in the Susquehanna Valley and some key races across the country. You can see these results in real time right now on our website, WGAL.com.